What's up? This is Al from It's Android's World here, and today I got my part 2 review of the T-Mobile Galaxy S variant, the Samsung Vibrant, and in this video we're going to be covering the hardware of the device itself. So let's go ahead and start out talking about how this thing actually feels in your hand. And I can tell you guys right now, it does feel good, and I say that in the way about how it fits in your hand. You can see I'm a 16-year-old, 6-foot tall guy, and this thing fits in my hand very well. It's also really thin. At the thinnest point here, it's 9.9 millimeters thick, has a little chin down on the bottom. It's really thin, guys. When you put this thing in your hand, it's also ridiculously light. It's actually one of the lightest smartphones created right now. So you're just looking at this very thin, very light, all plastic device. So as far as the high quality feel, it's not there. But I actually kind of like how light and thin this thing is. It feels great in the hand. It has a nice feel to it as far as, you know, the construction goes. It's just all plastic. So whether or not you like that or not, you know, it's definitely not going to feel anywhere as solid as the Google Nexus 1 here. Pulling this in for size comparisons, you can see Vibrant is indeed quite a bit taller. Vibrant also is quite a bit thinner, and it's also quite a bit wider, which is all very interesting. And also pulling in my T-Mobile G2 for comparison purposes, as far as the size goes, it's also taller than the G2. It's also wider than the G2, and it's of course way thinner than the G2. It's actually about the thickness of the base of the G2, which is quite ridiculous. Up on top of the device, we got just an earpiece, the ambient light and proximity sensor, and the T-Mobile logo. Going beneath the display, we got the Samsung logo and the menu, home, back, and search capacitive touch-sensitive keys. The left-hand side of the device just features the little volume keys right there. They have a very nice click to them. I was very surprised about that. And we got a little lanyard fixing. Nothing down on bottom. Up on top of the device, we got this little sliding door. As you can see, you can actually slide it over, and it reveals the micro USB port. And there's the 3.5mm headphone jack. On the right hand side, we got the power button, which at first I didn't really like, but now that I think about it, if you're holding this thing in your right hand, your thumb is right on the power button, as opposed to you having to go like that, which I was used to with the Nexus 1 and G2. But this actually makes a little bit more sense, especially since I'm right-handed. It's literally right at my thumb, I just need to click it. And it also has pretty much the same feel to the volume keys, a little bit more mushed in when you press it, but it's still very easy to press. Down on bottom of the Vibrant, all we got is the little microphone pinhole. The back of the Vibrant features a 5-megapixel autofocus camera that shoots 720p HD video at 30 frames per second. And it's pretty, I would just say ridiculous that there's no LED flash on this. That's just one of those things that I can't believe the CEO of Samsung would let pass. You know, them to push out this powerful of a smartphone and say, let's not give it a flash. It just doesn't make sense to me. And there we got the speaker grill and the Galaxy S logo. Talking about the display here, since it's really, you know, the main facet of the device, this thing measures 4 inches across and features an 800 up and down, 480 left to right WVGA pixel resolution. But the ridiculous thing about this display is that it features 16.7 million colors and is Samsung's Super AMOLED technology. So when the Google Nexus 1 launched, it had an AMOLED display, and in my third-part review, which is my full review, I'll compare these displays as far as the technology goes. This is AMOLED, this is Super AMOLED. The difference is worlds. I mean, I cannot believe how vibrant and crisp the colors look on this. The blacks are so deep, the colors are so rich and vibrant. You're really gonna have to wait for my part 3 review of this thing to see it, because it's just incredible. The saturation and contrast on this display is probably the best I've ever seen. And under direct sunlight, you can see the glare there. There is glare, but you can still see this display flawlessly under direct sunlight. I was able to pound out emails and text messages using the swipe keyboard under direct sunlight with this phone, which is absolutely ridiculous. At the bottom of the device, there's a little indentation where we can peel off the back cover. That's another place where you can see this is just plastic. It flexes, it bends, it can probably break. And underneath here we got the SD card slot. Pulling that out, you see it comes with a 2 GB SD card. There's actually no class rating on it. It's just by Samsung, so it's a standard micro SD card. It is indeed the click mechanism. I love that SD card mechanism. I really wish every phone had it. There we got the SIM card stuck in there. And beneath the display, or the battery itself, we actually have the little pry point for it. Pulling it out is quite easy. And it is indeed a 1,500 milliamp hour battery. But I can tell you guys right now, I don't know how this is a 1,500 milliamp hour battery. The battery life on this battery is nowhere near the Google Nexus 1. And I would say the G2's 1,300 milliamp hour battery, it's actually better. I cannot believe this thing has a 1,500 milliamp hour battery, considering the battery life is what it is. But we will indeed cover that in a later part of the review. And that will actually, so as far as the specs go, this thing is actually, as well, very powerful. It's packing Samsung's new all-in-one, which is their Hummingbird, which contains a 1 GHz ARM Cortex A8 CPU and the PowerVR SGX 540 GPU. The graphics processor inside of this thing is absolutely ridiculous. As far as gaming goes, you're not going to want to look any other direction. The Vibrant is for you if you're on T-Mobile, and of course the Galaxy S phone is indeed on all 4 carriers. So as far as the gaming goes, this thing pushes out 90 million triangles per second. You cannot come close to that with any other Android smartphone available right now. The device itself also has 512 megabytes of RAM, just like the Nexus 1 and G2, so it's going to be very well performing. It has 802.11 and Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 3.0, which not pretty much any Android phone has, GPS, and a built-in compass for all the specifications you could possibly want from the modern-day smartphone. The Galaxy S is a killer device. It's really the only thing that people aren't liking about it is that it ships with Android OS 2.1-Update 1 when Froyo 2.2.1 is available, and it has Samsung's TouchWiz UI, which is really a love or hate thing. There's a lot of things I really like, there's a lot of things I really hate about it. Those are really the 2 selling points of this device and the 2 breaking points of this device. But that'll pretty much conclude my full part 2 hardware review of the Samsung Vibrant. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and favorite the video, as it'll really help me. And of course, if you want to talk about this video or any other subject, you can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/androidsworld. Other than that, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.